fear. Truth profoundly fees Germans here. For me to the message clear. Go Paul, Dance and Paul. They say Duane the writer leads the way. Time to madness, it's bright. Gotta wake up, see the light.
I was in my room playing Fortnite. I was winning, by the way. And then I'm like real close to the end. I'm in like the top 5. I hear my door open downstairs. And obviously I don't play, or I don't stop playing to like check, right? But up the stairs comes Rebisar and you again. And that's not always a bad thing. But in this case, you did attack me again, and you did punch me across the face and knock me out of my chair. Which hurt, by the way. So I was on the ground at that point. And you were like kicking me on my floor. I was losing my Fortnite match at that point, I'm sure. I think Rebisar just like kicked his heel into my face, which hurt. I think he bit off my ear. I don't know why you would do that. It really sucked, bro. It was bad the first time. This time it was just as bad. At least you didn't like steal me and take me into the heckin' desert this time. This time you just beat me up in my room for a little bit. And it did feel like a while. But at one point, you picked me up, right? You specifically. Like, I looked around and Rebisar just like wasn't there anymore. You picked me up and you took me down my stairs. You took me outside. And then you just like started flying and you didn't let go of me. You just started flying. And you took me to like the city part of San Diego. Took me to one of the big skyscrapers, and you just kind of landed on top with me cradled in your arms. Which is a little weird, but we'll go with it. And you didn't even like say anything. You just pointed to all the buildings around us, and I asked you what the heck you meant. And then, no joke, it took like a few seconds, and then you just tossed me off the building. And I was looking back up at you as I was falling down this big skyscraper. And that was scary, bro. I don't do heights. And I was falling, seeing you go further and further up. And I just went splat on the ground and I woke up. In an instant.
Wow, that's really good.
I don't know if I'd say that, but sure, I guess.
Well, it would seem that somebody really cares about you, don't they?
That doesn't sound like caring.
Sorry, I muted there, but I was laughing the whole time here because this is so funny. Seen this scene many times, and I've been through it myself.
Wait, what do you mean you've seen the scene many times? Like just with me or in general?
Well, there's 2 that I've done this to, and
you beat up other people.
Well, not necessarily like you, but you see, you are a particular. See, we're all who we are.
I'm deserving of being beaten up.
We're all who we are, and you know, whatever we are. You know, there's the sweet old lady that walks down the street. There's this guy, that person, that girl, and then there's Eric. You see, and so Eric's a particular. You see, Eric. So what's the idea? So the idea is that you keep getting the SHIT beat out of you. Isn't that the idea? Oh, they beat the SHIT out of me, right? Right? Isn't that the idea?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old saying. It's you. Oh, they beat the crap out of me, you know, etc. Yeah, they really beat the crap. And it's so funny how people say that
Shit.
because, yeah, it's an old saying. And so
you can
again,
say it too. I don't see why you're not.
Well, again, you see, because it's very true in a way. In other words, trying to get that stuff out of you that is, you know, not letting you see what's going on is the idea. And so your case is more extreme. That's all, Eric. So you have, like anybody, but you have special, huge potential. But at the same time, because of who you are, in a way, it's going to be harder on you to go through this, you see? And it's showing up that way. Yeah, me too. You wouldn't believe what I've been through over the years that I've done this. Just living hells.
What have you been through?
A lot worse than that.
Like what?
Yeah.
I want to know just how worse you've had it. Considering you're the one beating me up.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of them. One was a lightning bolt direct at me and put me in the hospital for 5 days. I was looking into the real side, and I saw the Callum God, who's the God of man, the Lord God, whatever you want to call this knucklehead, shoot a lightning bolt at me, hit me in the physical, put me in the hospital for 5 days. Yeah, say
yeah, I'm not unlucky.
Yeah, no, I actually went into hospital for 5 days. And I had to, it was so bad that, you know, I had to convince the doctors that, hey, because I had to be released. I went to the ER. I called the emergency and called them, and the ambulance came, picked me up, and I went into the ER. So when you call the ER, they won't let you out unless the doctors say okay. So I had to convince the doctor. I knew that I was there too long and taking too many of their stupid friggin' antibiotics, and I paid for it too, neuropathy. That was 2015, and I still have it in my feet, numb feet from that. Oh, I've paid over the years, and I've had that for almost 10 years, neuropathy in my feet, including the other stuff. Yeah, so again, physically impaired by that, going through that process. That's one. That's just one. That's not even the worst one. So
what's the worst one?
I've had many things that I've had to physically live and go through this to wake me up, also to get me to more and more focus, etc. And I took it to heart, which I have. And again, and this is where I was started with Paul in 1970. Okay, so I've done this for a while, Eric, 54 years in the physical.
What's the worst thing you experienced on the real side?
Well, the real side's different. Okay, so you experience things here, but your real awareness knows that it's just a process you're going through. But the personal self, okay, it takes things differently, you see. So again, the real self cannot be harmed. That's just your personal bodies that, receive the injuries or the reaction or the pain or whatever. Those are your personal bodies, but the real awareness is like the air you breathe. There's nothing there at all with it, and it knows that it has to, in some way, bring this personal self around to help it recognize itself. And it's a huge process. And yeah, you're in cause and effect, agitation, creation, and it's all set up to agitate us to wake up. That's how it's set up. But you're thinking that this is how life is. No, it's a process set up to help us wake up. And sometimes it's hell and high water. Sometimes it's lifetimes where you're killed and drugged through all kinds of stuff. But eventually you get through it to the point that you're ready. You're really ready to take the next step. And then the real guides show up. And then you start going through the training to be able to wake up realistically.
So what was like the best thing you've experienced on the real side?
Well, the idea of the real side is always here and now. So I don't need to go to the real side.
Oh.
It's an isness for me. See, I recognize it. So
You don't have any examples for anything?
Well, those are experiences, and there's a difference between experience and awareness.
Of course, my mistake.
So recognize the isness that life is, and that's almost an impossibility for anyone to do that. And so I recognize that, and that's not an experience, it's a reality all its own. But you need all these experiences for you to eventually recognize what all life really is, yeah, aside from the 5 bodies. So you have a hell of a journey ahead of you, young man. So whatever it is, this is what it takes. And so, you know, the building thing is very simple, and that is, the idea is taking the leap. But in this case, you were thrown off. Instead of you,
off a building.
Yeah, instead of you voluntarily doing it. So referring to the matrix.
I jump off a building myself, bro.
Because you don't get it yet, that's why you were thrown off. So again, no matter what explanation is given you, you still don't get it. Because that's why you're beat up, because there's so many layers of nonsense within you that you need it to be pounded out. You know, for a sword to be made, you know how many times that sword is pounded to where it's
tempered?
The
sword is not a living being, bro. It's not comparable.
See, again, you're not listening. Your personal self constantly interjects. So that's your battle, Eric, is you. And until you get through that, you got nothing but you. So you want to be determined with all these attitudes that you have? Well, it's just you alone, and you'll end up all alone. That's the graveyard idea that you had last time.
I will not be left alone. I've got Phil.
See, again, all these attitudes. Look at the sun shining. There's no attitudes.
Bro, I stare at the sun almost every day. I think I know what the sun looks like.
Sun, that's your interpretation. Learn to see what the sun is showing you. Not stare at the sun. That's your interpretation.
I feel like it has been getting a little harder to see, honestly, since I've started staring at the sun. I'm not sure if that's like a side effect of awareness or it might
Eric,
be.
What I've told you, this is what I suggested to you, told you, whatever, you know, as long as you're willing to step up here and learn something, to go watch children. Okay?
I've tried like 3 times. They keep trying to call the cops on me.
Why don't you try it for 20 years straight? Okay, then you can whine and complain, but until then, you've done nothing. Nothing, zero. Okay?
Is having the cops called on me like part of the course? Is that what's supposed to happen?
You should watch a documentary. So you want to be president of the United States, watch a documentary on anybody that's become president and where they started, how long it took them to get there, and what they went through. That's what you should do. You should the steps that are involved. You see, so what I'm saying is, when you're watching those children out there, well, you don't go watch them. You can imagine them, little kids, 3, 4, 5 years old. That's you right now. That is you. Okay? And so again, you have your own idea of things, which is fine. You can do whatever you want. But now that you've decided to do this, okay, and to proceed, okay, like anything, you joined a club, you whatever, Club Med, whatever, and this is what we're doing. This is how you get through it. You want to figure this out? Well, this is the steps, this is the process.
You crew, we gather round, real guys bring the truth profoundly. These are Germans here, for me to the message clear. Go Paul, dance and Paul, they say Duane the writer leads the way. Time to madness, it's blight, gotta wake up, see the light. Don't think, just feel the vibe. The sun's are gotta concentrate. Break the chains, the mental hold. Truth unfold, the storms are guide, a cosmic drive. Break the chains, the mental hold. The truth unfold, the story told. We strong, a united front. Against the darkness, we will hunt. Time to break the simulation spell with new you power. We are skibbity new you, breaking free from the matrix. Forces lurking, reptilian scheme. Top lies set control, a twisted dream. You together, we rise above, shattering the lies, spreading risk.